Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize podcast. I am your host, Chris, a Boingo Writer Gaston, and with me in this bullpen, as always, is...
representing the distinguished competition of Acuminator.
Hey, where the fuck were you last week?
I don't know, where were you?
Where were you?
I followed your exact instructions. I went to the old site of the Marvel Bullpen to record an episode live on location, and you never showed up. I stayed there for like 5 hours, dude.
Oh, well. Well, we missed last week, but we got this week, and 5 episodes of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes to talk about. We got a bunch of toy news, and we got a bunch of comics to go over that we read in the past 2 weeks. I think we truncated our list a little bit, so.
And let's see, we're starting at 10, 4. Oh, Jesus, we're going to be here till 2 a.m.
No, we'll be here till 2 p.m. We're just going to stream for 12 hours.
Oh, you're going to make me late for work.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing,
Wow.
May.
Wow, fuck you.
But speaking of fuck me, slideshows.
Ooh, yes.
So, we call them origins. They're not really, they're short stories involving the characters that we have already been introduced with the pilot for Earth's Mightiest Heroes and one origin. But we have 5 episodes to talk about. One story.
And each episode is like 3 mini-sodes that they released online and then strung together for the TV release, right?
Yeah, they string together pretty well. They don't feel like they're that disjointed.
You can tell where the break is, but like it's not obnoxious. It's not like we're suddenly in a brand new story.
Yeah. Yep. But overall, what's your opinion on them?
I enjoyed them. However, they were not as strong as the pilot, and they only had 1 or 2 moments that really made me perk up per episode. It definitely felt like we should have watched these before Breakout. There is a proper build going on here. It feels very much like early MCU in that way.
Fair enough. But we're also going off of the Disney Plus order, so.
Yeah.
You were about to say a thing? Come on. You can do it. I believe in you.
I wasn't saying anything. What the fuck?
You said that.
Oh, I think I just stuttered.
Okay, cool. Whatever. So the first one up is the Iron Man episode where he basically fights off Hydra and has a mini crisis of faith in S.H.I.E.L.D. and his abilities and building a tech and
Talks
all that
about how he's such a badass. I'm such a cool lone wolf. Everybody, just leave me alone. Let me do it all myself. I'm so cool. Oh God.
Oh, I think we have some opinions about this version of Iron Man.
I mean, I'm sure he gets away from this in later episodes, but good God, was that character arc a little annoying, especially when Pepper frickin' spells it out. And were I watching this live, I would have been like, oh, they're building the rescue. That's really cool. And instead I was just like, oh, they're not ever gonna do... I don't even think War Machine shows up in this series.
Rescue wasn't even a thing yet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, like, this was about 2010, 2011. Yeah, no, Rescue was a 2013, 2012 kind of character.
Okay. I thought she was like 09, 08.
I don't remember.
For some reason.
Maybe. Could
I
be.
don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know recent Iron Man history that well.
Up until recently, nobody knew Iron Man history.
It's weird. My Iron Man knowledge is like the Robert Downey Jr. movies and the 90s.
Yeah. Because
late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, that's mostly because of like 3 stories that everybody just knows.
Mm-hmm.
Armor War, Demon Bottle, War Machine.
I haven't even read Armor Wars or Demon in a Bottle. I know what happens in them.
Yeah,
but I've read Dragon Seed Saga, War Machine, and Hands of the Mandarin.
But no. People forget. People think like, oh, Iron Man's this big Marvel character. He's always been this huge mainstay of Marvel Comics. No.
He was
No.
fucking H tier for the longest time, and that's because Stanley made him because he wanted to make a hero readers wouldn't like. He was trying to challenge himself in that way.
Yeah, and it wasn't until like the early 2000s when rich assholes became kind of a popular in vogue character that he became popular.
Mm-hmm.
He was always a B-list guy.
But no, that episode was solid. I liked the scene when Fury kind of calls him out on his bullshit and is like, "Yo, dude, I get that you don't want to be responsible for having killed people, but like literally everything every military uses now has Stark tech in it. You can't just go around disabling everybody. You're going to become the entire world's enemy doing that. You have to be more delicate about this shit, or just." Stopping making weapons is cool. Find something else to manufacture and just be Iron Man and save regular people. Jesus.
Yeah, Iron Man's always an interesting character in that way, you know, especially when they
Mhm.
like purposely acknowledge like, nah, things don't quite work out the way Tony would want.
Mhm.
Um, Also we got Grim Reaper showing up in the Vault.
That's interesting.
Well, you know, Grim Reaper is a classic character.
Yeah, I know of Grim Reaper.
Brother of Wonder Man,
Mhm.
and thus
Uh,
kind of brother to Vision.
and killed by Viv Vision, I think is the mom's name.
Yep. No. Yes. Yes. Either way. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, cool. All that kind of stuff. Then we had the next episode was the Hulk one. No, Thor.
Thor one was cool, however, I did zone out for a large chunk of the Asgard stuff. I don't know why. Just whenever any medium goes to Asgard, I always kind of just turn my brain off. It's something about the aesthetics and everybody having the old worldy speak that doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
Although that doesn't happen in the MCU, so I don't know why I do it there.
because they don't old speak as much. They just accent.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, it's to be honest, a lot of Asgard tends to be like very, very heavy Kirby, and very heavy Kirby can get very bloated in design real quick.
Yeah, and I kind of got that here where, like, I get what it's going for, but it just looks like nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like one character in Kirby-esque design, great. Two, sure. One location, yeah. An entire location and everybody wearing a Kirby-ass design, it gets a little much.
So I see you're very excited for Eternals on Friday, huh?
Oh, I am. It's a toned down Kirby. It's a toned down
Yeah,
Kirby. It's a
I'm
little
just
bit
messing
better. It's
with
a little
you.
better. It's a little better.
Like, I don't know, like, and this is just a broader thing before, I think, for me, is like, I liked that this episode focused on Sif and the Warriors for a little bit. Like, they were kind of there doing stuff. And I've always wanted to be won over by those characters, but for some reason, all the media I've been exposed to just always makes them come off like jobbers.
They kind of are.
Mm.
They're there to be cool and powerful until the big bad comes up. Then get beaten down, and then Thor comes in and saves the day.
That's why they were killed off unceremoniously in Ragnarok.
Yeah, yeah. They're Vegeta.
My,
They're
Still my
Krillin.
biggest pet peeve with that movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, that's the worst part of the movie. But the rest of the movie's great. I really like the little silent area with Loki. That's like a neat little punishment for the guy.
Yeah, that made sense. That seemed like something that would have been really cool if they had brought it into the MCU.
But overall, it's just hey, here's Thor. Here's his family dynamic. Here's all the things about Thor.
Mm-hmm.
The next episode's Hulk. Hulk focused, Hulk based.
That's a lie. This is the fucking Hawkeye episode.
True. But Hulk does have some things.
Hulk gets a couple things. He gets a scene where he's talking to Samson.
And he fought the Absorbing Man.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's mostly just, hey, you know the Hulk? How he wanders the southwest, in order to avoid people. Yeah, he's doing this, and he's trying to help other Gamma people, and he gets
And then
fucked
Shield
over.
just fucking jumps him.
Yeah, and then Black Widow double crosses everybody.
Yeah, apparently she's working for Hydra.
Well, I mean, Black Widow was originally a baddie in the comics, so it makes sense.
It makes yeah, it's cool.
Uh, and then that explains why Hawkeye was in the jail.
hmm Also, did you pull an I understood that reference at anything in this episode? Because I did.
I don't remember what you would be talking about.
The pilot of the ship that gets taken down by the Hulk, the Shield ship, is name checked, and the pilot's name is Moores.
Mm.
So it's like, oh, Mockingbird. Yes, I know who that is, kind of.
But
I've read a not so great comic about her.
Mm. But that's the Hulk one. Just ends up with Hulk and the cube and all that stuff. We then got, was it Captain America? No, it was Ant-Man then Captain America, wasn't it? No, Captain America and Ant-Man. We got the Captain America story first.
Which I like simply for the framing device. I think having it be like Kang paranoidally searching through records is a really interesting way to do a flashback Cap story.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that anywhere else before.
It also gives like a reason for Kang to show up later in the season and all that kind of stuff, and kind of show Kang and his whole thing. Also Ravonna, that was neat to see.
Yeah, especially after having watched Loki on Disney Plus. Like, and honestly, I was really thrown by his voice for a minute there because I'm used to that one scene with live action Immortus.
Yeah.
I will say though, voice wise, one thing that did throw me and didn't stick at all, I do not like the Bucky voice in this show.
It is a man playing Winter. They cast for Winter Soldier, and they said, "Hey, can you do a younger version for Bucky?"
Not even that. It's like so I'm sure you're aware who it is. I don't know the voice actor's name off the top of my head, but it's the guy who voices Robin in Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't do much of an inflection, so like all I'm hearing is Robin from Teen Titans, and I'm like, when it comes to Bucky and having Robin, him the same actor as Robin, like, well, yes, but actually no, I don't like that much.
What do you think about the Howling Commandos, though?
That was cool, getting frickin' Wolverine in there.
I mean, he's been retconned into helping Cap for a long, long while, so it's really cool to just, like, from the get-go. Yeah, no, Logan's there.
Yeah.
And he did.
Has there ever been, like, a Captain America and Wolverine miniseries about them just going on buddy adventures?
I don't know. Don't think so.
Should be a thing. Somebody should write that. I feel like that would do really well for Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, Cap's one of their biggest characters now, and Wolverine's always been one of their biggest characters.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Logan never popped the claws.
Yeah.
And also,
does Logan ever show back up in this series, or is that his one cameo?
He does. There is an episode in season 2 called New Avengers, based off of the New Avengers. The Bendis run.
Okay.
Also, it's the same Wolverine, I think, that's in Wolverine and the X-Men.
Interesting. I have been thinking about watching Wolverine and the X-Men because Disney Plus keeps trying to push it and X-Men Evolution on me.
X-Men Evolution's great. Yeah, no, I saw your tweet. I saw your tweet. I saw your fucking tweet.
Like, honestly, I didn't hate it. I was just like, that's enough of this. I'm done with this now.
It is very of its time?
Yeah, I think that was my problem with it. It's just like, I didn't even like shit like this back when I was that age. Like, back when I was that age, I could tell stuff like that was pandering to me, and I didn't like it.
Man, no. Red Skull was great. All the Hydra elites were cool.
Yeah, I forgot Red Skull. Red Skull was really good in this. I love how monstrous they made his face look. because you don't always get that.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's just Sculpt Boy. Uh, and then the rocket ship was, I think, was a brilliant little minor thing. Cap
Yeah, good
didn't
choice.
fail. Bucky chose it, and Cap just takes it as a personal failing. It's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the final one of these, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I liked this quite a bit. Felt like very classic, typical Hank and Janet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I could get how a lot of people would probably find this boring.
Well, I think part of it is because Hank is supposed to be a little bit boring in this.
Uh-huh. It's funny because like I like Hank and Janet's relationship, but I like it just because it's what if we actually took early Sue and Reed to its logical conclusion?
Where
And
Reed
a
doesn't
lot of
get any character development and Sue doesn't get any character development, and they are just as shallow as when they got first introduced.
listen, buddy. Janet is a very complex character. I
In
like
terms
modern
of her
Janet a lot.
relationship to Hank,
She has relationships with other characters that make her read Unstoppable Wasp, you fucking pleb.
that's not what I'm fucking talking about. It's just the relationship to Hank I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
Because her relationship to Hank is, hey, I have fun when we're having fun. Let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
At least in this.
Fair enough. And I haven't finished this, so I guess I can't truly speak to that.
But also like Hank's kind of whole vibe is like, no, I want to help people, and superheroing is only like stopping a symptom, not like actually solving anything.
Yeah, he's a long-term guy, whereas Janet is short-term.
Yeah, they need each other to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the difference between them all. Is like Hank is thinking 100 years into the future, and Janet's thinking a week into the future. Reed Richards is thinking 1,000 years into the future. Sue is thinking a year into the future.
And Tony's stuck just going like, but I need to fix everything today.
Yeah, that's why all of them work well together.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man is waking up 15 minutes late going, wait, what? What's going on? Ugh. Okay, god damn it. Question, do you think, is Peter Parker a super scientist at this point?
I think he should be. I don't know if he is. Like, if you're writing for a mid to late 20s, early 30s, Peter, yes, he's a super scientist. However, it's hard to tell if he is that at any given point in current Marvel.
Also, it doesn't help that he doesn't have the resources that Reed or Tony or Hank have.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's weird. It's like Peter both should and shouldn't have Parker Industries. Like we're getting off track here, but fuck it.
we're on the
Like
last episode. We can.
yeah, wrap up. These episodes are okay, but not great. I
Black Panther was
assume we're.
cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot Black Panther shows up. That was neat.
I like his version of the origin.
Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting that M'Baku is like a legit villain in the comics.
Yeah, M'Baku is a villain. He's the white ape.
Yeah, because he's friend rival in the movie.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero in the movies.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, solid episodes. I'm looking forward to getting back to full team dynamics next week because I'm assuming we're doing just some assembly required next week.
Do you want to do 2 episodes or do you want to do 1?
Oh, actually, I just remembered we're not doing any episodes next week because fucking Eternals comes out on Friday.
If we can both see it. If we can't both see it, then we'll do Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Is that the next episode?
Yes, some assembly required.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the next episode was called Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
No, the show is Earth's Mightiest. Buddy,
it's late. I'm stupid. It's all right. You don't have to give me a hard time. But we do have to talk about how, like, I do legitimately like your idea of there being like a super scientist co-op that Peter can just drop in and out of. I
Yeah.
think that should be a thing.
Because then he's not the owner of a big giant company that has to have all those responsibilities, but he can be a big super scientisty motherfucker helping other people out.
Like, I don't necessarily want the life story thing of Peter having an internship at the Baxter building, but I think it would be cool if, like, he hangs out there on the weekends.
Yeah, and at this point, fucking the Richards know who Peter Parker is, or they
Mm-hmm.
should, if the writers have any fucking balls.
Yeah.
Because Daredevil still doesn't remember who Peter Parker is. Daredevil should know. Daredevil, the Fantastic Four, Wolverine, and Captain America should know who Peter Parker is.
Mm-hmm. Most of the superheroes should know. It's okay for the villains and the public at large to not know. But, like, I feel like most superheroes, except for, like, the really young ones or the really new ones, shouldn't know.
Like 10-year
With the
guy.
exception of Miles. He should immediately be like, pull Miles aside. All right, mask off. What's up, kid? Let's be friends.
Yeah, no. To me, Peter should always be Miles's, like, not necessarily like mentor, but
program together.
yeah, it's just like, hey, yo, I need help. Do you need help? Yeah. All right. You know.
Can you help me with this homework? Can you help me pay rent?
No, no. I get $5 $5 a week. You only get $5? That's lame. How do you get pizza?
He's like, shit, I got 250 when I was your age. Economy, man, what can I say?
Oh man. No, Ben would give him more for chores.
Would he, though? That's the 60s. I felt like I was being generous saying 250.
No, but if we're going jumping up in time as if with sliding time scale, no,
Oh, God! Oh, no!
what?
You just made me have a horrible realization.
What?
In current Marvel continuity, Peter's a child of the 90s.
Yeah. Remember, Batman could have very easily went to see Space Jam, and that's the movie that caused his parents to die.
Peter Parker owned Pogs.
Peter Parker owned Pogs. Peter Parker could have owned a Digimon and a Tamagotchi. He's a big enough nerd, he'd own 3 of each. But also, remember, that makes Miles a Zoomer.
Now I just want to see...
Miles listens to 100 Gex.
Could you imagine a scene where 616 Peter meets Japanese Spider-Man and he's like, oh my god, dude, you have a Megazord!
Megazord. Leopodon. Yeah, it's giant robot. Giant robot. Giant robot.
And then Miles is just like, but Megazords combine, his just transforms. That's an Autobot. Shut up, it's a Megazord. It's a Megazord.
And then Tony just goes in, is that a fucking Gundam? Of course you're in that Gundam.
And Steve's like, I love Gigantor.
No. Steve just
Yes,
looked at...
Gigantor happened after the bombs dropped and Steve went in the ice. He's still catching up on pop culture. He just got to Gigantor. He's on Astro Boy now.
No. He looks at it and goes like, is that Gal-Gar? And everybody looks at him, how the fuck do you know Gal-Gar? What, the theme song's catchy. Gal-Gar.
Sam said I would like it. And he wasn't wrong.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do like a cool dividing driver with my shield. I mean, besides the whole time space thing, just to, you know.
now he wants me to check out this Cayman Ritter. God damn it, we're just fanficking now.
No. See, here's the thing. Logan is the biggest fucking weeb. because he knows Japanese, so he just watches all the shows direct from Japan.
And they're talking. There's like one of those just baseball game issues of Avengers where everybody's just talking about like their favorite anime and stuff, and it just ends with Logan going, "Amateurs? What? Amateurs? I've lived in Japan. I have a hot Asian wife. I have a half Asian son. I'm 14 parallel universes ahead of all of you."
So what's your favorite anime? You wouldn't even be able to pronounce it.
He's like, I don't watch anime. I watch Kurosawa films.
No. I don't watch anime. I read manga.
I read manga in the original Japanese, bub.
Fucking Go-Go 13, bro.
This is great. Why hasn't Marvel hired us yet?
Buddy, I don't know. I think we'd be great.
We should be the what's the name of the fuckers from Bakuman? I feel like we should be those guys, but for Western comics.
Fuck it, why not? But overall, solid but not great. These 5 episodes that we just watched.
Very, very decent.
Decent. But we got some toy news to talk about.
It's all toy news this week. There's no general comics news. I know there was probably some stuff that happened. Nothing caught my eye. I don't keep up with comic news. Things have to jump out at me.
True. The true. He speak of the true truth.
I sure do.
So, hold on. Ba-ba-ba. That's not the button I wanted. Come on. Give me the button I want. There we go. We got some Raphaels. Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo as Ygor.
Yeah, this is really, really cool and makes a lot of sense because NECA has both licenses right now, and this was a thing in the original Playmates line, but like they're switching it up because I believe Leonardo was the Wolfman in the original line, and Raphael, who they've also shown, was Dracula in the original line. But they're going for a very distinct, very different kind of thing. And because of that oh so delicious sculpting and painting detail you always get out the wazoo with NECA figures, I think these things look extremely cool and impressive as a casual Turtles fan.
They look great. They look fantastic. Should we just go ahead and talk about the Raph one too?
Yeah, because the Raph one was the first one they revealed, and honestly, it's out of the two they've shown, it's my favorite. I just love that head sculpt.
It is solid.
And the freaking lightning bolt size. Oh, that's such a brilliant idea.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. I love the fucking toe boots. They're great.
Mm-hmm. You can tell this is gonna be a chunky boy.
Oh yeah, no. The sewer.
Oh, sewer in the shell. I forgot about that.
And all the gauges and gears. That's great. Genuinely fantastic.
Like this is a figure we need to get the James Rolfe stat.
Yeah, no. They look great. They look fan-flicking-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get rid of Leo and get rid of that. So we got some Spawn Universe Wave 2 figures. We just got a big splash page of all of them. Look at all these fucking edgelords.
Mm-hmm. We're getting Dark Redeemer, She-Spawn, Cy-Gor, a re-release of Gunslinger Spawn, now not as a Target exclusive and with a new accessory, and I don't know who the other guy is. I know he's from recent stuff.
You're talking about Gas Mask Boy?
Yeah, Gas Mask Boy. Let me see if I can find his name real quick. He's called Soul Crusher, he is.
Soul Crusher?
And
know what he looks like? Fucking Sandman.
That, and I was going to say, you take that cape off and you just have a COD figure.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited that they're already doing Cy-Gor because like Cy-Gor is one of those really stupid early Spawn things that's like
Oh,
ingrained in my brain
it,
of like,
it's a
hmm,
little ridiculous.
yeah, especially because the issue there's like 8 issues leading up to him before you ever actually see him interact with anybody from the established Spawn cast. That's just like 1 page per issue, cutting away. Cy-Gor is coming. Like it's clearly trying to do a lead up to Death of Superman style thing, but it just makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I'm showing off
Mhm.
some of the some of the images outside of
And
the group shot
it's
just
really
myself.
cool how much they managed to pack in with She Spawn, given that it's a smaller figure.
Yeah, and it's just one giant Cy-Gor.
Hmm. Just big old slab of plastic. I bet you that boy's gonna smell when you crack him open.
Oh, it's McFarlane. I have like for some reason I feel like they just super smell like plastic and rubber, in a not like in a toxic way, just in like a these were freshly manufactured kind of way.
Yeah, they look. It's like DC Direct back in the day. You look at those things, you know that's gonna smell when I crack it open, and it's gonna be awesome.
Like some NECA figures also have that vibe too.
Hmm.
Then we have the Huntress MAFEX toy from Hush.
Yeah, not the exact next place I would have bet they'd go, but really cool that they're doing it because there's never been like a fully posable Huntress figure, at least not to this extent, and it looks really, really good. Straight out of the comic, based off of the Jim Lee art, obviously. It's not my absolute favorite Huntress look, but it is one that I'm sure a lot of people find to be very iconic in terms of that character.
She has the absolute zone from anime. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Okay, there's an actual Japanese term for it. It's that little area of thigh right above a thigh high sock and right below a skirt or a short.
Yeah, and that's why this isn't my favorite Huntress design. I don't like that look. I prefer the full pant look.
But you still want the ab window.
I can take or leave the app window, honestly. It's not my thing, but sometimes it does help.
Um, the next thing is Zerk Knight build away figures are pre-orders are live. I think you just want to talk about that. You can start
Yeah.
pre-ordering them now
It's
because we.
just it I found it hilarious that like hilarious and also really obvious because I think we got package shots with this, or at least they were I saw them going around Twitter. They're not in this article I've just noticed, but they put the two halves of the horse body in with Carrie. And it's like, of course that's how you do that, because that's a lot of plastic in with a tiny figure, but still it's hilarious. It's like back when Marvel Legends did the Sugar Man wave a couple of years back.
Oh,
And they
Sugar
just
Man.
they put the whole middle of Sugar Man in with Jean Grey. And she's just shoved off to the side of the box, and I think it's the same kind of thing here.
Hold on, I'm opening the Robin figure on Big Bad Toy Store. See if I can see if we can get that box.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's still very just like here are two giant slabs of
I
black
mean,
plastic.
I mean, it can be a little bad.
Yeah.
That's a little. Mm.
Uh,
At least it looks like she's standing on like a rock in the package because of it. You know.
yeah. But that Jean Grey last year, or maybe it was the year before that, I'm not sure. But that package shot was just making the rounds all year long, making people laugh their asses off. Here, I just found it. You can pull it up.
All right, hold
Too.
on. Give me a second because I gotta do some things when it comes to showing shit off. Because you're full screen on Discord. Ba ba ba. There, that's the Sugar Man. You'll see it twice.
Yeah, because it was also an Age of Apocalypse themed wave, so that's Age of Apocalypse Jean Grey, just barely in the box still.
I mean, it looks like she's talking to Sugar Man's disembodied head. It's like, hey man, what's up? Hey man, what's up?
Hip hip
Next we got a the Batman Red and Black 12-inch statue.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize this was a statue. I thought this was a variant of the figure Todd showed a while back because this is by McFarlane. Um, but it's also a really interesting art style because I kind of get what they're going for, but it also just looks really odd, with that kind of splotchy red aesthetic to it.
I mean, you kind of get what they're doing when you look at the back picture. You see what they're going for, and it's like, okay, I get what you're doing. That looks cool.
Yeah.
But by itself...
And it also makes me wonder, like, yes, that's the aesthetic of the logo, but is there going to be a shot like that in the movie, I wonder?
Who knows? Who knows? Apparently, Kristen Stewart wants to be a bad guy for Robin Pattinson's Batman.
She would make a decent Poison Ivy, I think.
I was thinking that too. We got a new Beast Kingdom figure of Iron Man, Medieval Knight version.
Really cool concept here. I like this much better than a lot of what Beast Kingdom has been doing. Just doing a straight up concept look rather than based off of any particular thing. Because they're in their own weird scale and they're trying to go for that high-end collector look. So it's nice to be trying different ideas here.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Star Wars samurai figures.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's that kind of thing where it's like, I don't necessarily want Star Wars SH Figuarts, but that concept realization series, that was something to shake a stick at.
And this is like a nice Western version of that. Like I could see Cap, I can see his Batman. They're different,
especially since Tony's got his little shield badge on the shoulder pauldrons.
Yeah.
Also the little potions on his belt are cool. I dig how detailed the belt is.
Yeah, it's just really good. It's really good. It's nice and solid.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't think I'll be rushing to pick this up, but if I didn't have anything else I wanted in the store that day, and this was there for a reasonable price, I would get it.
That looks like a great con pickup,
Uh-huh.
You see it cheap in a booth at a con, you go like, you know what, fuck it, I want that.
See, the regular price edition is going to be $144, so if I could find it close to that at a con, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah. Next, we have Yelena Hot Toys, because of course.
Of course. And it looks alright.
Yeah, it's a Hot Toys. What the fuck do you expect?
It looks like a Hot Toys. Oh my god, I wonder if this announcement has anything to do with the fact that the Hawkeye trailer dropped recently.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll look anything like this in Hawkeye, or are they going to radically change her look due to reactions to the movie?
I don't know. The reactions were just lukewarm. They weren't like super negative.
Come to think of it, I don't remember anybody talking about Yelena at all.
I think
you're the only person I've talked to about Yelena, probably.
Is this Hot Toys? Yes, this is Hot Toys. We got Infinite Ultron from What If.
Yeah, it's really cool that they've been doing this What If line. Because, like, yes, it is MCU, but it's also animation, which isn't usually Hot Toys' bag. But it's like they're doing this, and they've also been doing some Clone Wars-themed Star Wars releases recently. So, I like Hot Toys expanding out like this, expanding their repertoire. And, if you want Infinite Ultron as bad as you say you do, toy collectors... this might end up dropping sooner than a Hasbro one.
Yeah. It looks really good. It's a solid-ass figure.
Yeah. I dig how well integrated they made the cape look, because I feel like that's going to be kind of a challenge when Hasbro eventually gets to it.
Yeah. It's always going to be a big problem with Hasbro and capes. Thank God Marvel has, like, very few capes.
Yeah.
Like Sentry, Hyperion,
Magneto, Scarlet Witch,
and even then with
Miss.
Scarlet Witch, you can do a shawl cape, and that can be easier done.
Mhm. Uh, Storm sometimes has a cape. Um,
But like,
oh, I have the cape on their the Marvel Legends Mysterio sucks.
yeah,
I actually
Mysterio.
I bought a third party cape that I've been meaning to put on there, but I'm gonna have to cut apart the actual cape to get the dome off,
But
and I'm not
like,
looking forward to that.
compared to how many capes there are in DC,
Yeah.
with the DC toy line, you gotta get capes down. In Marvel, it
Mhm.
can kind of be off to the side and not worry about it. But speaking of someone who would actually need a cape, we got a MAFEX Infinity War Loki from the 5 minutes he was in the movie.
Yeah, woohoo! This is horribly timed. Like
Yeah,
I've joked before about Mafex taking forever to release shit, but Jesus.
yeah, because everybody, if anybody wants a Loki, it's from Loki.
Hmm.
That's the Loki they want right now.
I mean, like you could have branded this as a Ragnarok Loki, and it probably would have been more exciting.
Yeah. Also, though, real quick, I just want to point something out because we are talking about the Loki TV show. This costume looks like the male version of Sylvie's costume in Loki.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Maybe that's the inspiration for Sylvie's. Like, it's like, oh, we're gonna take this version of Loki and use it there.
Potentially, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it looks good. It's just,
Hmm. The cape looks especially good. I'll give it that since we were just talking about capes.
yeah, yeah. Certain cloth capes can look pretty dang good.
Really, the only thing you need to make a cloth cape good is just make it 2 ply, put wires in between it, have one wire running down each side and a wire down the bottom, and then don't make it too big or too small.
Then we have PulseCon. We've talked about PulseCon before on this channel. You can go listen to that
Yeah.
podcast if you want some of our more in-depth opinions closer to what happened. But there was some Marvel Legend news, Marvel toy news in general. So we got some retro toys.
Uh,
I understand they're there for some collectors.
yeah. I saw some on the shelf at Target today, actually, and they looked about as good in person as they do in pictures, which you can't say for every toy line these days.
Yeah. Then we got confirmation that we're going to get a Null Legends figure.
And they unveiled it directly to Donny Cates, which was really fun.
That face is like, oh my god, my dumb thing is getting a toy.
Hmm.